Greetings to all. Welcome to VMware Administration Training Sessions. Srinivas here. Let's proceed. So, before proceeding, just a course introduction. Just what are the key points on the course duration and all those things. Once again, welcome to VMware Administration, batch number 210. This is day 2, session 2 of free 5 demo sessions. So, this is the second session. Whoever not part of WhatsApp community, please be part of WhatsApp community. I'm going to showcase what is the WhatsApp link and all those things. And whoever part of WhatsApp community, they have already received this day 1 record session. So whatever the information, this free sessions and YouTube links you are going to get, please share with your friends and inform about this VMware training and share your experience, share your feedback to your friends so that they can join and they can enhance their skills. Yeah, thank you. Moving to the next course. Course content, if at all you are not part of Logic Labs WhatsApp community, and at the same time, if you are not part of, if you are not checking the link, so you are in a position to scan this QR code. By doing the scan this QR code, you are going to get a course content, and at the same time, you are by doing this course, scan this QR code, you are in a position to get the registration link to get the Zoom link, so that you are in a position to join this free demo sessions, 5 free demo sessions to understand the course content. But these 5 sessions will be free, and so you can understand what is the content and how the training procedure is going on. Okay, and then enroll. This is a general information. Any queries, our admin team is available and they can reachable on the mail ID, and you can call on this mentioned numbers. So they are in a position to help you for any kind of queries. As I stated earlier, first 5 sessions will be free and anyone can attend. No registration is required. Once no payment is required. Once you register, you are going to get a Zoom link. So you are going to get join the Zoom link. Or else whoever joined this, they might have received this Zoom link. So you can share that Zoom link to your friends so that they can join this training session and understand how the sessions are going on. Okay. From sixth session onwards, a separate Zoom link will be shared for registered participants. Registered participants in the sense whoever make the payment and they are going to log in with their mail ID, whatever the registration completed. For that registration mail ID, they are in a position to get a Zoom link, and that Zoom link will be accessible only to that particular mail ID. Whoever log into this mail ID, they are in a position to join the session. Okay. And the important point is that once you enroll this course, once whatever the batch you are going to enroll, once you enroll, there is no option to swap the time, swap the batch and all those things. If you have any queries, you can speak to our support team, admin team. They are in a position to assist you to provide the necessary guidelines. So what is the importance of be part of WhatsApp community? You are going to get a frequent updates. If you are not get the WhatsApp group link or you are not aware what is this, you just log into this Logic Labs Technologies, logiclabstech.com, wherein you are in a position to get a complete information of upcoming batches and all those details. See here, you are in a position to get, this is a Logic Labs site. You are in a position to get upcoming batches. If you click on upcoming batches, you are in a position to get a complete course details, whatever the training modules we have been providing, complete information you are going to get. See here, whatever the training module, we have been providing training modules on different emerging technologies, and there are experienced faculties to deliver each and every training module. So we are in a position to explain each course content in an understandable way to get the knowledge on the respective course. The first link, it is a WhatsApp group link, next one Zoom link, and another one is if you want to buy and if you want to purchase the course, you can buy this course, and to get the course link, you are going to get. Where is our batch? VMware Administration batch number 210. So you can scroll down and you are in a position to get a complete information about VMware administration, that is batch number 210. This is the batch number 210, and we are going to conduct started yesterday, that is 14th September. So even if you are missing the session, no worries. Our admin team uploading these videos and in YouTube. You can go to YouTube, just type Logic Labs Technologies, and even if, without having a link also, you are in a position to get YouTube respective recording session. Okay. So to get a regular updates, be part of WhatsApp community. This is a WhatsApp community link wherein you are in a position to get WhatsApp community link. By clicking on this, you can be part of WhatsApp community. This is a place where you are going to get about the course, and at the same time you are going to get a frequent updates about upcoming training modules. We have been providing Azure, AWS, DevOps, and Oracle application, many more. All are emerging technologies, Linux administration, all those things. Okay, so this is a complete details about the training modules. You can enroll. If you are not part of WhatsApp group, please go to upcoming batches and then select VMware administration. That is batch number 210, and then select this link to get the WhatsApp community. Yeah. Moving ahead. And all sessions are recording. So whoever registered, they are going to get a portal access. All recorded sessions and running notes, everything will be uploaded to LMS graphic portal. So this particular, yes, Amarinder.
Sir,
Yes,
but
please.
I'm not receive your recording in your Logitech portal.
Yes. Initial recordings, they are providing YouTube link. Once these free sessions are done, they are going to provide a complete access. Now,
No.
currently, they are going to provide access in the phase of providing access. So, whoever registered, you are going to get a portal access, LMS graphic portal access. Okay.
Because I'm logging the LMS portal, but not showing the your recording.
Yes.
First day recording. So which day? After 5 days, we have received the recording or showing the recording.
Yes. You are going to get a complete information. No need to worry. And have you received the WhatsApp community information about YouTube upload?
Okay.
The day one recording, it's already updated in WhatsApp community about day one recording. You received, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this LMS graphic portal, it is complete access. Like as soon as this record session is completed, they are in a position to upload to the LMS graphic and along with the notes, running notes. Okay, this will be accessible for all registered participants. It is not just like YouTube. Okay, you can number of times you can play the record session. Yeah. Okay. Our team, Logic Labs team, is available 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday to Saturday. You can reach, you can send a mail, and you can call on us these following numbers. Okay. This is general information, and this is the day 2 of demo session. Okay, let's move on. How the session is going on? Is that the accent or the understanding capacity? Are you able to follow me? Whatever the topics we are going to discuss. Do I need to slow down, or do I need to make it a fast, or whatever the way it is going on? Are you happy with this way of approach? Is it a fast, or are you able to follow me? What are the sessions we are delivering?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, that's fine, Srini. Yeah, the way you are teaching is good. Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
please continue the same voice.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Venkat. So let's go.
Srini, one question before we are moving, right? Where is that LMS graphy? So once we log into our Logitech, then we can able to see it, or that is a separate
So as
website
you
we need
log
to.
in Logic Labs
Uh-huh.
Technologies, if you
Uh-huh.
scroll down,
Uh-huh.
you're going to have this LMS graph. Launch your graphic. This is the place. On the main window itself, you will find this.
Oh, okay. This is new, I think, look like. Okay. Earlier I haven't seen this. Okay.
Okay, this can be installed on your mobile, and you can access this LMS graphy. Once whatever the registered mail ID you made a payment, the same mail ID can be used to log in this LM graphy set. Yeah.
But on our laptop or desktop, also again download or not required?
You can install if a web browser it can work, and you can if it is a laptop or a mobile, you can
Mm-hmm.
download the application from Google Play or Apple Store, and then you can play this whatever the videos uploaded for this particular course content.
Okay, got you.
Yeah,
Thanks, Srini.
yeah, thank you. If any access issue related to this LMS graphy portal, so you can send a mail to support@logiclabstech.com, and you can reach on the contact number. They are in a position to assist you. And you can send a WhatsApp message, whatever the WhatsApp messages admin team is posting, you can send it directly to the WhatsApp message to the respective person, admin team. They are in a position to assist you, whatever the query. Yeah, they are available Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Yeah.
Okay, we don't have any sessions in the weekend, right, Srini? Saturday and Sunday.
This particular session, it is only designed for weekdays, that is Monday to Friday, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. IST. Yeah.
Okay, got you.
Tomorrow,
Thank you.
Saturday, Sunday, no sessions. Only weekdays. Weekdays, that means 5 days. And this session completes, it takes 30 days complete duration. 30 days in the sense 6 weeks it is going to complete. Okay. If any session is going to cancel, for example, due to meetings, client calls, or anything, if any delay or any session is going to cancel, they are going to update the details in WhatsApp community that due to technical reason, the today's sessions gets cancelled. Like that, they are going to send a message. If at all any unexpected change in schedule. Okay. Otherwise, if no message in WhatsApp community, the session will be there even if it is going to start 5 or 10 minutes delay. If you are not going to get message, please be in the Zoom link. Once it is started by host, you are in a position to join that. Don't disconnect without any message. Yeah, clear? Let's move on. What is today's agenda? Yesterday we discussed about just introduction, course overview. What is today's agenda? Before understanding that virtualization concept, first we need to understand certain components. What is the relation between users, applications, OS, and hardware? First of all, why we need a system? What is system all about? We are going to call it as a system. The same system we are going to call it as a desktop. The same system we are going to call it as a server. What is desktop? What is a server? What is a disk system? What is a server? What is a system, first of all? A system is nothing but a set of components. I can say set of components, right? What is a set of components? I can broadly describe there are 5 major components to I can call it as a system. What is that 5 major components? Can anyone? What is that 5 major components? I can call it as a system. What is the 5 major components? Motherboard.
Processor.
Motherboard. Yes. Processor. Good.
Hard disk, RAM.
RAM. Very good. Hard disk, storage. I'm going to discuss the storage. What else?
Network.
Yes. So any system, either desktop, I'm going to call it a system. System is nothing but combination of these 5 components. What is a motherboard? We need to understand what is a motherboard. Till now, you might not able to review what is a motherboard, but here in the virtualization, to go and understand the virtualization concept, first we need to understand the motherboard. Why? Where the processor is going to install. The processor, the CPU, is going to install on the motherboard. All these components are going to connect on the motherboard, right? Without any of one component, I cannot call it as a system. I cannot process, I cannot execute, right? So whenever a system, whenever these particular components are connected together, I am going to call it a system. Now, what is a desktop versus server? What is a desktop versus server? Anyone? What is a desktop versus server?
Same, but higher configuration.
Higher configuration. Okay.
Yeah, desktop is for single user and server is the multi-user.
Exactly. Desktop is single user. Whenever you are working on a system that is laptop, that is only allows single user. What it is going to allow single user and multi-user? What it is going to allow single user and multi-user? The same system, whatever the system I'm going to install, what you are doing? The first and most important thing is that first you are going to install a OS. Without OS, I cannot use that system. OS in the sense, what OS? The same system, if you install Windows 10 or 11, what is this operating system? The same system I'm going to call it as it is a desktop system. Whatever these hardware components you are going to use on that particular system, as soon as you install operating system, that operating system, if it is a single user operating system, what is a single user? It is nothing but a desktop operating system.
Yes.
That is Windows 10 or Red Hat Linux, whatever it may be. Whenever you are installing an operating system which can provide a single user interface, that is nothing but a desktop operating system. Because I'm installing this desktop OS on system. Without hardware, I cannot install operating system. Now the same system, I'm going to call it as a desktop. Desktop system, I'm going to call it as desktop. Now, the same system, I'm going to install OS, that is multi-user operating system. What is a multi-user operating system? Whenever we are choosing an operating system, what is operating system first of all? Operating system is nothing but it is a kernel. It is going to act as an interface between the hardware layer and application. It is an interacts between the hardware and application layer. That is nothing but operating system. Now this operating system, I'm going to install a Windows Server 2022 or RHEL Linux server. Then it is going to be the same system. I'm going to call it as a server operating system. Now, the same desktop, what OS, if it is coming as an operating system as a OS, now I'm installing Office. That application is related to single user interface. Whereas in server, I'm going to install Windows 2022. I'm going to call the same system. I can call it as a server. I can call it as an operating system as it is a 2022 server. If I install SQL on the same system, I'm going to call it as a SQL server. What is changing according to hardware wise, according to OS wise, according to the application wise, I'm calling the same component, same system. I'm going to call it a different ways of terminologies. Okay, but underlying structure, what is required? So a system is required. A system is nothing but a combination of these 5 major components. Without these 5 major components, I cannot call it as a system, right? So let's move on. Now, what is the requirement? How the requirement is going to come into picture? Why I need to choose? Do I need to choose a system first? Do I need to choose an operating system first? Do I need to choose an application first? All these things, where it is going to come into picture? Requirements. Requirements. How the requirements is going to derive? Why you are installing a operating system? Why you are choosing a system? What is the configuration you are choosing? Where it is deriving? For everything, the requirement is going to start from user. How many users are going to access? How many users? Is it a single user or multiple users? Multi-user. How many multi-users? If it is a single user, now I'm going to use my system alone. Do I need to go for hardware of server configuration or desktop configuration? My user requirement starts from my user. I'm going to purchase a system for my son's usage, my daughter's usage. What I'm going to do? I'm going to choose a system which can provide a single user interface, right? So if I'm going to use derive application derivation, multiple users need to access my application. Do I need to go and purchase laptop or server hardware? Okay, the requirement is going to come into picture from the user's requirement. The first at most important, then it is coming from users. Now user, what is the purpose of user? How many users are going to connect? Multi-user, it is not only operating system, it is going to design the application also. For example, SQL DB, how many users are going to connect? Web server, how many users are going to connect? IRCTC. So according to users, how many users, what they are going to use, how they are going to connect, then application is going to come into picture. Application is going to come into picture. What application? Who is going to develop? The application development team is going to derive that application concept and application interface to connect multi-users or single user. The application has to come into picture. Now, application, once the application is designed, then they are going to say that to serve these many users, to run this particular application, I need a platform. What is that? OS platform. OS platform. OS platform should be Windows or Linux or whatever the OS it may be. They are going to say that whoever developing the application, why they are developing the application? As per the user's requirement, they are developing the application. Now, while developing the application, what platform is compatible to run this application? They are going to say that OS, either Windows or Linux, should have this configuration. What is the configuration is going to develop? Configuration. What is the CPU processor required? What is the RAM size is required? What is the network bandwidth is required? They are going to say what is the storage. These 4 components only they will mention. CPU, I need 4 CPUs. RAM, I need 8 GB RAM. Network, I need 1 Gbps in network connection. Storage, I need 50 GB, 100 GB or 200 GB storage. So these requirements, where this coming in picture? According to application. Application says that my application is going to work on so and so OS and the configuration requirement is this. That is only they are going to say. Now this administrator, if it is a Windows server required, they are going to come to Windows admin. And what a Windows admin is going to do? According where the configuration, how they need to go and purchase a system. I need this system, this server model, a HP or Dell, whatever it may be. Without system, now system is derived and configuration is there, come into picture. Now as a admin, now the application requirement is this provided this application requirement. So either we need to go with the same system configuration, or else we need to forecast what is the future requirement. How can we upgrade? By understanding future forecast, we are in a position to understand this is a server configuration suitable for this application to run, to serve the application. Now you are going to get a system. Now this system, as of now, it is a physical server. Now you went to market and we are going to buy a server to serve this application requirements, and you are going to place an order, right? This is the process in every traditional organization it is going to follow, right? Now, why virtualization? Now we understand applications, users, and hardware and OS. What is the derived, how it is going to derive, what is the requirement, who is going to depend on what. As an admin, we need to provide a system. Okay. So there are in an organization, there are multiple applications they are going to requirement. There are multiple application, multiple service requirements. Now, are you going to go and purchase those many servers? Are you going to purchase those many servers? For example, in a traditional environment, in earlier days, whatever the application requirement, whatever the application to host, they are going to purchase the respective hardware. They'll place the order, and then hardware is going to come into picture, and then we are going to install this operating system and configure and deliver to the respective application and respect to user to access. Now, how many systems? We are, for example, there are 100 applications, my organization requirement. I'm going to purchase 100 systems. We are going to come into picture why the virtualization. Before going for why this virtualization, before understanding how the resource sharing is happening, we discussed about 5 major components, right? What is it? Processor, RAM, storage, network. Now I'm into this particular system. I'm going to open the task manager. What you are able to see? What you are able to see? The process, the task manager, what is happening? By looking at this, what you are able to understand? What you are able to understand? Different applications. I have a Google Chrome, PowerPoint is there, Notepad is there, and different applications. What is happening? These all applications are getting a resources. What is the resource? Google Chrome is getting a resources of CPU 19%, CPU some 0.1%, and memory, out of available memory, it is consuming 334.7 MB, and it is consuming some disk space and some network. So what is happening by looking at this particular picture? How the operating system is not only interacts with the hardware and the application. It is operating system responsibility is, by understanding the application requirement, it is going to share the resources. Where the resources are available? It is available under the hardware layer. See here, in this particular picture, if this particular hardware layer, this operating system, the operating system layer is going to act as interconnect between the application and the hardware layer. What it is going to do? According to applications, according to user, number of users means that respective application is going to wake up and it is going to execute. To execute that application, it requires a CPU instructions, it requires a memory to buffer, execute, and then publish that application. So what it is happening, this operating system is connecting to this particular hardware layer and giving some portion of resources to each and every application. Some portion of CPU, some portion of RAM, some portions of network and disk. That means what it is happening in this particular application. If you see in this particular task manager, these many applications are working on my desktop. How these many applications are, what operating system is doing? Operating system is sharing the resources to all applications. Now, is this resource concept is how the resources are sharing? Are you clear? Each application is requesting some resource demand to operating system. Then operating system is going to coordinate with the hardware layer and gives the resources as per the demand. This is a resource sharing concept. How the resources are sharing between different applications. I am using same hardware and only one operating system, and by using the one operating system, I am executing these many applications. All these applications are getting resources from the same hardware and from the same operating system. It is interacting with the hardware layer and sharing the resources. Now the same concept is going to replace with a virtualization layer. What virtualization layer? This particular operating system layer will be replaced with a virtualization layer. And what it is going to add? It is going to add a system. By replacing the virtual system, it is going to create a virtual hardware. Instead of number of applications, these many applications are there. Same operating system, underlying hardware is the same hardware. See here, it is hardware. And operating system sharing the resources to each and every application. Now what in virtualization is going to come into picture? The same hardware. Instead of operating system, now till now we are using Windows operating system, that is Windows 10, Windows 22 server, Red Hat, Linux, whatever it may be. What by operating system is doing? It is sharing the resources to applications. How many applications are there? According to that particular requirement. Now, in this particular picture, this operating system will be replaced with virtualization layer. What virtualization layer is going to do? It is going to create, instead of applications, it is going to create a number of virtual systems. How we are going to create? What is the necessity to create? We are going to go in further understanding. Now, as soon as this operating system is replaced with virtualization layer, that virtualization layer is going to share the resources. Whatever the hardware layer having the resources, the same resources will be shared to number of virtual systems. That virtualization layer is capable of creating number of virtual systems. Each virtual system acts as one application. However, the resources sharing is happening in this particular picture. In the same concept, in this place, Google Chrome, virtual machine 1, virtual machine 2, virtual machine 3, and resource sharing is going to happen. Who is doing that sharing the resources? The operating system layer. That operating system layer will be virtualization layer. Is this resource sharing concept is clear? How the resource sharing concept is? Just understand Windows and whatever the applications, how the resource sharing is happening. I'm using the same resource and giving that resources to different applications as per the demand. We are going to understand how we are going to deploy virtual systems in virtualization. Here in this particular module, what you need to understand is how the resources are sharing in Windows operating system. If you are using Linux, go and see how the resources for sharing the resources for different applications. I hope everyone is using Windows desktop. So that's the reason I'm taking this as an example to explain. Clear? Now, why virtualization? Whatever the system, we are going to take it up. Now, I purchased this system. I decided to purchase a system. Now, the server requirement is they are going to install web server. in an organization, they are deploying web server. Now I purchase the hardware with 1 lakh rupee or 50,000 rupee. I purchase the system. Now, after installing web server, what is the resource consumption? See here, this is considered is my web server. And what is the available CPU? How much CPU utilization here in this particular picture? CPU utilization is just 10%. It is varying between 10 to 20%. It is varying the percentage utilization 15 to 10 to 20%. What is the memory utilization? Total memory is 16 GB, and out of 16 GB, it is just using 5 GB. What is the disk space? What is the network utilization? What is the utilization? Here, why the virtualization come into picture? I spent 1 lakh to procure this hardware. But am I using this resources, available resources in effective way? So how to make use of effective way? How to use this effective? I spent 1 lakh rupee to purchase a system, to load an operating system, to load and configure the application. But am I using that resources? I spent 1 lakh rupee. Out of 1 lakh rupee, what is the utilization? That's there the concept how to use the resources effectively. So how to resource out of this 100%, I should be in a position to utilize at least 80% of CPU, at least 80% of memory. So whatever the amount I spend, that is going to have some meaningful utilization. So how can I use this effective utilization of same hardware? I spent already 1 lakh rupee. But by installing operating system, by installing application, I'm not in a position to utilize the remaining 90% waste. I'm running this server same for 1 year. That means out of 1 lakh, I'm using only 10,000 rupees of resources. Where is this 90,000? Where is my investment? Okay, how to utilize these resources effectively? That's there the concept comes in picture, virtualization. Not only that, virtualization is main funda is how to use effective utilization. Now, for example, there are 100 servers you are going to deploy. You are going to deploy 100 servers. You are going to deploy, take it is 10 servers, for example. 10 servers you are going to deploy for your organization. What you need to procure? 10 servers. 10 servers, you need to place footprint. Footprint in the sense where to place. I need to see a room, a building, right? And what is that I need to provide? Power. For 10 systems, I need to power. I need to provide AC. I need to provide admins to manage this. So instead of these 10 servers, how much amount I'm going to spend? I'm going to spend 10 lakh rupees. 10 lakh rupees. Instead of spending 10 lakh rupee, by using this virtualization, I'm going to purchase only 2 servers. What is the 2 servers? The same hardware. The same hardware. What I'm going to do? I'm going to spend 2 lakh rupee instead of 10 lakh. Instead of the footprint, what is the room to install 10 servers? I need a space, at least 1 room size or 2 room size. It is varying the size depends upon number of servers which you are going to use for your organization. So how we are going to accommodate? I'm just purchasing 2 servers. I'm going to spend only 2 lakh and everything will be reduced. The footprint size is going to reduce and power consumption is going to reduce. AC utilization is going to, everything is going to reduce. By using these 2 servers, what is my requirement? I need to deploy 10 servers. These 10 servers, I'm going to place virtual servers. virtual servers. I'm going to place these 10 virtual servers on these 2 physical servers. I'm going to call it as new terminology now, physical and virtual. What is a physical server? Physical server is nothing but whatever the component you are feeling, that presence, that hardware component you are able to visualize. That hardware component you are able to visualize. That server, the laptop in front of you, the laptop is there, you are able to see the visualize. You are able to feel, touch feel. The server is there. What is the virtual server? Virtual server is nothing but a imagination. There is no real, it is an imagination. Without understanding the physical component of the server component, what we discussed, there are 5 components are there. So those 5 components is called nothing but a system, that is we are going to call it a server, that say is a physical server or a physical system. Now I'm going to say that by using these 2 servers, I'm going to deploy 10 servers. 10 servers. I'm not deploying 10 operating systems. What virtualization is going to do, it is going to create a hardware. What hardware it is going to create? A virtual hardware. What is that virtual hardware component? It is a 5 components requirement. Without those 5 components, I cannot call it as a system. Now, the 5 components I'm going to include, I'm going to create a virtual server. Virtual is nothing but it is imaginary. How it is possible? That's where the virtualization is going to play a vital role. Virtualization, virtual server is nothing but a emulation. Emulation is nothing but a software code. Software code is nothing but a data. Data is nothing but a files. So a program is designed in such a way that by using that program code, that operating system is going to create a virtual server, virtual component. Okay, that is where the virtual servers are going to come into picture. How we are going to create virtual servers? By using physical server. By using physical server, I'm going to create a virtual server. How I'm going to create a virtual server? By using the operating system virtualization layer. That way, by using the virtualization layer, I'm going to create a imaginary world, imaginary systems. Now, I'm going to think about motherboard. Physical motherboard, how it look like, I'm going to showcase. Now, the same motherboard, I'm going to call it as a virtual motherboard. Without visualization of physical motherboard, I cannot imagine what is the virtual. Now, it is just files. The files is going to create a emulation and creates a imaginary world of server, a virtual server. What is a virtual server? It is going to have virtual motherboard. It is going to have virtual disk. It is going to have virtual processor. All our components are virtual. Who is going to do that? That virtualization layer is going to do that. Now in this particular application, I'm going to call it as a Google Chrome application. Are you able to see this Google Chrome? Is it? I'm telling that it's application. What is this application? That application is formed and utilized. It is a virtualization I'm calling. What is background? It is files. The program is executing by set of instructions. The same instructions are going to create by this virtualization layer and create a virtual server. So to understand this virtual server, first we need to understand how the physical components look like. This is a picture. What the server? What is a physical server? We are going to talk about a tower server. What is a tower server? What is a rack server? What is a blade server? In virtualization topic, for a Windows server or Linux server or any other server, we are going to talk about either physical server or virtual server. But while talking about virtualization, we only talk about physical server. We can install only on physical server. We need a physical server. Without having physical server, I cannot create a virtual server, isn't it? So that operating system, whatever the operating systems are in use, this virtualization layer, that operating system can be installed on only physical server. We need a physical server. Then only from physical server only, the physical layer only, I'm going to share the resources to my applications. That applications are replaced as a virtual servers. We are going to see how to create. Okay. Not only this, we are going to see this is a motherboard. How many are aware of this motherboard? Have you seen this before? Have you seen this before?
Yes.
Now I need a information. As I mentioned earlier, going forward, okay, all the sessions, it kind of interactive session. You can stop me at any moment and you can ask. Now, the question is, where you are going to install the processor? What is that? By looking at this motherboard, where you are going to install the processor?
Sockets.
Socket. What is a socket? There are different components are there. What is a socket in this particular picture?
Those are the two sockets, right, Srini? On the motherboard.
On this motherboard, whatever the sockets, we need to identify the socket is nothing but the square one.
Yes, yes, yes. A square one was this. One socket,
Square one,
second socket. This
second
one.
socket. In this motherboard, there are 4 sockets are there. That means how many processors I can install? I can install 4 processors. In this particular motherboard, I can install 2 processors. So in this virtualization layer, we need to understand a socket. What is a socket? And one more thing is, what is a slot? What is a slot? What purpose we are going to use? These are the
Utilizable RAM.
RAM slots. I can say that these are the RAM memory module slots. Socket, this is a slot, right? I should not get confused about this socket and slot. So this is the first important thing why we are going to discuss about this socket. We are going to go further and understand why we are going to talk about. Now, we understood that motherboard. Now, the important next component is we need to understand processor. Processor. In processor terminologies, generally, we are going to call it as a dual core processor, quad core processor, octa core, like that. What is this dual core, quad, and octa? What is this dual, quad, and octa? For example, you purchase a mobile and you are going to say that my mobile is a octa-core processor. What does it mean?
Octa 8 core.
What is it 8-core? What is that octa-core means?
Is a speed of processor.
By looking at this, now you tell me. I have this 2 sockets are there and this motherboard has a 4 sockets. Now I am going to install octa-core processor. What does it mean? Processor. I'm not talking about motherboard. I'm talking about processor configuration. I'm talking about processor configuration.
It means 16 virtual CPUs.
The physical CPU, if you talk about the mobile, as you say that quad core, in the sense that particular mobile is going to have only one socket, the physical chip is going to have one, but it can perform. What is a CPU? Number of it is going to provide instructions per second. If it is 8-core processor, the single chip it is going to perform 8 cores. 8 cores in the sense, it is going to give 8 instructions per a second. That is going to provide a CPU configuration parameter. What is core, quad core, dual core means? The physical, only one chip, one physical processor. Here also one physical. Now I'm going to say the dual core means the same one physical processor acts as dual processor, dual core processor, dual core, physical core and virtual core. That means within a one particular chip, they virtualize, they created two components within one physical chip. That physical chips act as a, instead of one, it acts as a two processor. In the same, in Octa, what is the function it is going to do? It is going to have one physical. The physical appearance is only one. Whereas it is going to perform 8 instructions per given second. 8 instructions per given second. That is the processor capacity. Now, you need to understand what processor we are going to install in this particular server model and what is the configuration. That's where we are going to understand physical processor, what is a core, how many cores it can support. Because while working on virtualization, we are going to see this products. I'm going to Intel Xeon. What is the desktop processors? What is the desktop processors? Same products. I'm going to go to products. See here, Intel processor. We generally call this i5, i3, i8 processor, i9 processor, right? These are the processor. What is a processor? Intel processor, i5, i6, and all those things we are used to call as, right? So, whereas in server processor, it is a Xeon, Intel Xeon processor. For every motherboard, according to motherboard, it is going to change that processor capacity. I cannot install desktop processor in server motherboard. So according to that server configuration, everything is going to change according to the form factor of the server system. Okay. So in this particular motherboard, we need to understand what is the socket. That is the first thing. And what is a slot? How many slots available? How many sockets are available? How many processor I can install? Okay. So based on that, I'm going to derive what is the configuration I have to look for. Okay. Now going back. Now see here. The 10 servers, my requirement is 10 servers need to deploy. 10 servers, I'm going to reduce to 2 servers. Why I reduced? By using the virtualization layer. I'm going to choose 2 physical servers. By using 2 physical servers, I need to provide sufficient capacity to my 10 servers. That means what configuration I need to choose. Whatever the physical servers I'm going to choose respective configuration to serve whatever the demand. That's where we are going to choose the virtualization. Why virtualization? It is going to reduce the footprint. And the first basic principle is effective utilization of resources. And second is reducing the footprint, reduce the power, reduce the AC consumption, reduce the administrative capabilities, and all those things. These are virtualization advantages. Not only this, for example, you have a laptop and it has some problem, some disk corruption or some motherboard issue, some keyboard issue, whatever it may be. How much time it is going to take to recover the system, to make the system is online, how much time it is going to take? It is going to take hours together, days together to get my system back online. Whereas in virtualization, my system, if any issue is going to come into picture, I can replace the server within fraction of minutes. Right? This is a basic understanding of why we need to go for virtualization. There are many advantages are there. While going through this course content, we are going to come to and understand what is the advantage of virtualization. Okay, hope it is clear. Why virtualization? First principle is effective utilization of resources. What is effective utilization? That hardware resources, whatever the amount we are spending, are we getting that utilization proper way according to my consumption? And second thing, we are going to reduce the footprint, we are going to reduce the power and our admin capabilities and all those things we are going to reduce. Right? So please go on mute if you are not talking. Any questions? Now, virtualization, understand, we discussed about why virtualization, virtualization advantages. Now, virtualization vendors. What are the virtualization vendors? There are virtualization vendors, different virtualization vendors like VMware, Microsoft, Citrix, RHEL. Many are there. They are going to provide virtualization. VMware, ESXi, VMware vSphere, Microsoft Hyper-V, Citrix is Gen Server, RHEL is having that.
Nutanix.
What is it?
Nutanix.
Nutanix, yes. Nutanix, I can say it is emerging. Nutanix. These are different virtualization platforms. Out of virtualization vendors, why VMware is the industry leader? So you are going to purchase a mobile. Someone is going to purchase a mobile Apple iMac, and someone purchase Android mobile. Why you are choosing cost? Why you are putting that much cost to choose Apple iMac? The features, the functionalities, the durability, the reliability, scalability, and all those. That's where VMware vSphere is industry leader because of that functionality, that is reliability, scalability, and how many applications, how many operating system it can support. Okay, what is a user interface it can going to provide for make the administrative task in an easy way. By considering all these services, that is where the VMware is an industry leader, and every virtualization, one out of 100 organizations, if you see 95, 90 organizations choose VMware as their virtualization platform. So we need to understand, once you understand the virtualized concepts, the base concepts, you are in a position to understand any other virtualization platform. The technology name slightly changes, but the concepts, if you understand the concept, can understand, you can work on other platforms as well with a simple overhead, with a simple understanding of those technical terms. That's it. So I am here. I'm going to explain the concepts from the scratch, and then I'm going to move to virtualization. Right? In traditional VMware ICM training, they are not going to talk about what is a motherboard, what is a server, what is a processor, what is a memory, and all those things. They are going to just install a component and they are going to use the scripts to deploy the servers. So here, it's not like that. I'm here to explain the concept from the scratch, and you are in a position to understand the concept, then only you are going to move to the virtualization layer, so that the base foundation will be strong, and you can go to any kind of virtualization to implement the solutions according to organization requirements. Any questions? This is today's agenda. Every session, whatever the session, we are going to discuss in this virtualization layer, virtualization concept. Every session is required to understand. Without understanding, I am not going to move forward. All the upcoming sessions are going to depend on previous sessions very badly. So if you are not going to understand current session, you cannot understand the next session. So everything is interrelated, connected to each other. Without understanding base, you cannot understand the next topic. So it is very much important. If you miss the session also, please go and understand the concepts and attend next session if you miss any session. Okay, so I'm going to explain each and every concept and then implement the solution, and the same thing you are going to do on your hand to do hands-on practice and lab. Any questions, please?
No, thank you, sir.
Okay, that is all for today. This is day 2 session. We'll meet you on Monday.
Monday. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so no sessions on Saturday and Sunday. Next session will be on Monday. See you all on Monday. Thanks for your participation. Have a great day. Bye.